When I thought my dad's secret hideout was just a story, the night we found a mysterious portal in his old shed. I always liked the way my dad carved a little wooden heart into the back of his toolbox. He used to say it was a lucky charm. We never knew why. Maybe he thought it would keep the old shed safe from whatever ghosts of forgotten tools were hiding in the corners. Last month, on a Saturday that felt like a broken record, I was in the yard picking up old cans. The wind was biting, and the sun was a weak orange halo behind the clouds. I found a rusted metal hatch that looked like it hadn't been opened in years. I tugged at it with a mixture of curiosity and the faint fear of what might be behind. Inside was a small, dusty room. The air smelled like old books and damp wood. On the far wall, a faded picture of a family from the 1950s stared back at me. I had never seen it before, and the caption was in a hand I'd never seen: "The Carter Family, Home of the Heart." My dad had never mentioned a family photo in his shed. My mind swirled like the leaves outside. I told my dad the next morning. He was at his workbench making a small boat model. I showed him the picture and the hatch. He paused, looked at me with a sudden seriousness, then laughed. He said he had bought the picture in a garage sale, that the family had been his great-great-grandparents who owned a small-town theater. He never told me because he thought the shed was just a storage place, not a time capsule. That night I stayed up in the shed. The hatch creaked as I turned the rusty handle. I pressed my hand against the cool metal, and a faint blue glow began to pulse. I almost thought it was a trick of the light. Then the glow intensified, and I felt a sudden pull, like a magnet tugging at my chest. I froze, then took a step back, heart hammering. The next morning my dad told me I shouldn't go back to the shed. I told him I had to know, and we both went. He was skeptical, but the glow was there, pulsing softly in the back corner. The hatch opened slowly, revealing a staircase that disappeared into the darkness below. He laughed at the absurdity, but when we climbed, the lights went out. We made a joke about a portal to the 1970s, but the silence was eerie. Suddenly, a low hum filled the space. I felt my pulse sync with it like a metronome of the universe. When we reached the bottom, the air smelled like fresh rain and the walls were lined with old newspapers. I felt a surge of warmth, a wave of hope, and a sense that we had crossed into something ancient.